Hey everyone, welcome back. I am so pumped for today's deep dive.
Yeah.
Because we are going all the way back to the very start
The beginning.
of space exploration. We've got this awesome podcast, Beyond the Stars, the history of space exploration, and let me tell you, it's got some wild stories.
Like how space exploration wasn't always about, everyone getting along.
Oh yeah, there was some serious competition back in the day.
It was definitely a race.
A race to space.
And before we even get to that, we got to acknowledge, humans have been looking up at the stars forever.
Oh, totally. Like way before rockets and satellites.
The ancient civilizations, they were mapping constellations, tracking planets.
They were the original space explorers.
Exactly. They laid the groundwork for everything that came after.
But then, boom, 1957, everything changes. Sputnik. That little satellite changed the world, didn't it?
Big time. It was like the official start of the space age.
And it kicked off that insane rivalry between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, right?
It was on. The space race had begun.
And suddenly, it was all about who could get to space first, who could do the most amazing things.
Who could get to the moon first.
Exactly.
It was a wild time, and it pushed technology forward in ways no one could have imagined.
Think about all the tech we have today that came from this space race.
Computers, materials, communication, everything got a boost because of it.
Makes you realize just how important space exploration is, even for us down here on Earth.
Absolutely. And that brings us to, I think you know what's coming.
July 20th, 1969. The moon landing.
Can you believe it's been that long?
Still blows my mind. Neil Armstrong taking those first steps on the moon.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I get chills every time I hear that.
It was a defining moment for humanity, no question.
A moment that shifted everything, right? Because after the Apollo missions, things started to change.
Yeah, the focus started to move away from pure competition.
Our podcast source talks about this really interesting shift toward collaboration.
Makes sense, right? I mean, the Cold War was winding down. It was time for a new approach to space.
So instead of just trying to beat each other,
countries started working together. We saw the rise of these incredible space stations like Skylab and Mir.
Like the early prototypes for long-duration spaceflight.
Exactly. They were crucial for figuring out how to live and work in space for extended periods.
Which led to the big one, the International Space Station.
The ISS, a true testament to global cooperation. Think about it. You've got NASA,
Roscosmos,
the European Space Agency, the Japanese Space Agency, all these different countries working together.
Astronauts from all over the world living up there together, doing research.
It's incredible the things they've accomplished up there.
It gives me hope for the future,
Me too. Yeah. And hey, we can't forget about another game changer, the Space Shuttle program.
Oh yeah, the era of reusable spacecraft.
It revolutionized space travel, and the shuttles themselves became icons.
Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, all of these incredible machines carrying astronauts and payloads into space.
And of course, we have to mention the Hubble Space Telescope, launched by the Space Shuttle.
Oh, Hubble, our window to the universe.
Right. For over 30 years, it sent back these mind-blowing images of galaxies, nebulae, all this incredible stuff.
And it really pushed our understanding of the cosmos forward.
And now we have its successor, the James Webb Space Telescope.
Even bigger and better.
It's designed to see even farther into space than Hubble could.
Seeing back to the very early universe, almost to the beginning of time. It's insane.
Yeah, it's already making amazing discoveries, and we're just getting started.
Talk about a golden age of space exploration. And the thing is, it's not just governments anymore.
Right. Now we have private companies getting in on the action.
Like, whoa, this is the 21st century.
SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, they're all pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
SpaceX especially has just been crushing it.
They've made commercial spaceflight a reality with their Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon vehicles.
And reusable rockets. I mean, that's a game changer.
It's making space more accessible than ever before.
Exactly. And then there's NASA's Artemis program back to the moon and on to Mars. It's like a whole new generation of space pioneers.
So much happening. It's hard to keep up.
And it's not just about the big splashy missions either. We've got rovers on Mars sending back incredible data and telescopes searching for signs of life beyond our planet.
The quest for knowledge just keeps going, doesn't it?
It really does. And it makes you think, about our place in this vast universe.
Definitely. It's a humbling experience learning about all this stuff.
From the ancient stargazers to the astronauts on the ISS to the entrepreneurs launching rockets, It's all connected, this amazing human story of exploration and discovery.
It's a story that's still being written, and now we've got new players, new technologies, new possibilities.
So where do we go from here? What will the next chapter of space exploration hold?
Well, with commercial space travel becoming more and more accessible,
Yeah.
who knows, maybe one day we'll all have a chance to experience the wonders of space for ourselves.
That's a thought, isn't it? From stargazing in our backyards to potentially traveling among the stars ourselves, what an amazing journey it's been so far, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into space exploration.
It was a blast.